Donovans were a proud and traditional clan.
And half lunatics. Do you remember your Uncle Timothy?
Lots of folks have seen the little people, not just in Uncle Tim.
Funny, they only saw him late at night walking home from the pub.
Well, at least he had respect for tradition, unlike you.
Janice, don't start that again. It was sheer nonsense.
Is it now? Then tell me, what's become of the family business?
The Donovan Fishing Company.
We aren't just fishermen.
I know. You're the finest fisherman in all of Ireland with a fine fleet of boats to prove it.
That's right, and we've never lost one man or one boat to sea in all our years as fishermen. And do you know why?
Here we go again.
Because no woman has ever set foot on the deck of a Donovan boat. It's tradition. It's service.
Seamus, you're impossible.
Stubborn man, I am, you're right. Because when I saw you, I was determined to marry you, even though you were father.
Oh, really?
There are too many men, he said, with no heart for tradition. And it is for that very reason we're now living in this most uncivilized town. And I can't even get my own banner tongue where I want it. Patrick! Patrick, where are you, lad?
Yes, Mr. Donovan.
Patrick, move that banner outside.
But Mrs. Donovan says rain will wash away the rain.
Nonsense. Do as I say, lad.
I'm telling you, Seamus, all the writing will wash away and you'll not draw a single fisherman to board here.
Oh, why should you want fishermen to stay here, Mrs. Donovan?
To me, it makes no difference. It's all part of Mr. Donovan's plan.
Well, what's that?
Oh, it's some silly Irish thing where the oldest child was married first. That's the Irish for you.
Don't be mocking me, woman. I think you've done enough harm already.
No, this is silly. Hang the banner wherever you want. Just tell me when the children arrive.
Women. What was the good Lord thinking when he created them?
What is it Mrs. Donovan has done, sir?
I'll tell you, Patrick. She's a stubborn one, Abby. You know that woman gave me $5 and not one son?
No.
Yes. The community wasn't in an uproar. There hadn't been a female born to a Donovan in County Kerry since 1756.
1756.
The great Aunt Catherine. Named my own daughter after her. That was Aunt Katie who started her own Donovan tradition.
What was that?
Donovan women, being few and far between, made people a bit weary of them. But Katie had a particularly foul disposition. People call her Wildcat. She was in spit in your eyes, look at you. Oh, me don't begin to describe her, lad. She was a hellion, that one. She was a beauty, though. Many young men came court. But eventually her temper drove them all away. That was when the men of County Kerry decided Donovan women were cursed and should be avoided at all costs. Naturally, Aunt Katie never married.
That's too bad.
What? Too bad? It was fairly nearly a disaster. We lost an entire branch of the Donovan clan because of it.
Well, what is that?
Katie is the oldest child. Since she was never wed, I was never able to give away none of her 8 brothers until she was wedded.
Well, why not?
Tradition, you boy. Oldest child must marry before any of the others are allowed to.
That's a dumb tradition.
That's good family tradition you're talking about. I'll have you know it's a tradition we still uphold today. In fact, it's why I had to leave the native land.
To come to Seattle?
Not a farce. 15 years ago, I asked my cousin William to take over my boats for a while. Then I moved my family to Boston.
Oh, I get it. The only chance of marrying after Katie was to move to America.
That's right, my boy. Good thinking. But it goes much farther than that.
What do you mean?
You know my wife is so stubborn. That woman gave me 5 daughters and not one son.
No.
Yes. Because of Black's curse. I knew not a husband would be found among the men of Ireland.
So, you moved to Boston.
Indeed, a seaport, where my daughters could hook themselves fishermen who would come back with us to Ireland to man the boats.
That sounds like a good plan.
man born, Reverend. Even the babe Alana, who was only 17, has been asked for twice. But you know what? No one would have Katie. Since she's the eldest, I could give away none of the others until she's spoken for.
Well, is she homely?
Bite your tongue, Wag. A more beautiful girl you've never seen in your life. But a handful she is, too. Too much for any man, American or Irish, to tame. It seems she inherited more from her great-great-aunt Catherine than just a maid.
Wow.
I lost all hope until I read about Seattle. It was perfect. A seaport, so there bound to be fishermen aplenty. 10 men for every woman. Surely among all those men, I could find one with enough fortitude to tame Katie. So, Abby and I bought this in. Our daughters are arriving later today.
So that's why you call this place the Fisherman's Den. Kelly wants fishermen to stay here so that they can marry your daughters.
That's right, big boy. Except for Katie, of course. I'd marry her to any man who'd have her. But the other must marry fishermen.
Well, then it's too bad there are no fishermen here.
What? No fishermen? You see the ocean yonder? You see the boats? How can you say there's no fishermen?
Because, sir, Seattle's a logging town. Those boats are just hauling lumber to San Francisco. There are plenty of sailors, but there are no fishermen.
Nonsense, lad. There's got to be some fishermen out there, somewhere. In the Baynard.
Yes, Mr. John.
Mr. Donovan, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Mason Lyncher, mayor and president of the university.
There's a university here?
Oh yes, a small one, but growing. This is Judd Toolwager, owner of the First Bank of Seattle.
Sophomore?
And this is Clyde Giles, owner and editor of our local paper, The Times.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. I'd like to thank you for advertising with us.
English, man.
American House, sir.
Anyways, Mr. Donovan,
You can call me Shamus.
fine, Shamus. We'd like to welcome you to our little town and hope that your family will be very happy here.
I'm sure my daughters will be content, though I do long to return to Ireland.
Daughters? Is more than one?
Ah, yes. I am blessed with 5 beautiful girls.
5?
This is wonderful news. You may not know this, Shamus, but women are rather scarce in these parts.
Ah, you don't say.
Little girls, would they?
Little girls? No, they're all nearly grown. The eldest, Katie, is the only one of an age to be married. However, should anyone take a fancy to her. But that's not far behind.
Tell me, Shamus, would it be possible to meet your daughters?
We'd love to welcome them to our town before anyone else finds out they're here.
I'm afraid they aren't arriving until later today.
Anyway, shall we get down to business? You see, these gentlemen and I make up the town council. We've been conducting most of our business in the jailhouse, as we don't have a town hall anymore.
It burned down.
We're building a new one. It should be finished by spring.
You see, we're in agreement with the previous owner that for a small monthly retainer we could, when necessary, conduct business in the parlor and have room for visiting our dignitaries and the like.
Well, I don't know.
We'll pay you $10 a month.
Deal.
Great. Well, we're leaving the parlor tomorrow morning.
We're meeting with representatives from the local Indian tribe.
They've been at war with each other.
Not to mention attacking us from time to time.
Our federal marshal, Danny O'Brien, has been negotiating a peaceful settlement between them.
Nobody told me not to buy any of the tackets.
It's been several years since they last burned our city to the ground.
We have our assurance everyone will be completely safe.
We wouldn't let any harm come to your daughters, sir.
Our federal marshal will be there himself to make certain of it.
You see that he does. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do.
Fellas, we've struck it rich. 5 daughters.
One for each of us and 2 to spare.
Well, Katie is of a marrying age.
That's all right. take Katie and you two can wait for the others to grow up.
What makes you think she'll want you when I'm available?
My friends, be realistic. There are 10 men to every woman in Seattle. That means our chances of getting any of Donovan's daughters are 10 to 1.
Yes, Professor, but we have a definite advantage. No one else knows they're here.
If we work fast, we get ourselves engaged before anyone else finds out.
But they aren't all old enough to be married.
That's all right. I don't mind a long engagement. At least it's a bird in the hand.
Yeah, maybe a month or two won't be so bad.
Just remember, keep us quiet or every man in Seattle will turn out.
What about Danny? He'll be here tomorrow for the meeting.
Yeah, I seem to remember women like the strong, silent type.
And don't forget the badge. Some women find that irresistible.
Come on, you guys. Can you picture Danny married?
Not really. I'm not even sure you know what to do with a wife.
It'll be all right as long as you don't try to take Katie. She's going to be mine.
Hold on, gentlemen. Perhaps we should draw lots of flip a coin to decide who will pursue her. Then the other two can set their sides on the younger sisters and there needn't be any arguing about it.
That sounds civilized, Ace. No wonder you're the scholar.
Here, I have some matchsticks. I'll break one in half. And whoever gets the shortest stick gets Katie. Draw.
This place is even more primitive and uncivilized than I imagined. They can't seriously expect me to live in a place like this. I can't believe they sold a perfectly good mansion in Boston to come here. Hey, one of you toads go out to the wagon and bring in my trunk. And be careful, the latch is broken. Are you deaf as well as dumb? I said get out to that broken down pile of a wagon and bring in my stuff.
Excuse me, miss. We don't work here. We're the town council.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. I should have said, get your lazy town councilman's behind out to the wagon and bring in my stuff. And be careful. It's wet and slippery out there. I don't want any of my stuff dropped.
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell me your name isn't Katie, is it?
Katie? No. My name is Catherine. Only my father calls me Katie. So see that you don't do it again.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just fill out good.
And just what are you looking at?
Nothing at all. Well, would you introduce myself? I'm Asa Mercer, mayor and president of the university. And may I say it's a pleasure to meet you, Catherine.
No, you may not, Mr. La-Dee-Da, mayor and president of the university. I have no use for you, your school, or your stinking town. I've been on a train for 3 days and a stagecoach parade. I'm tired, I'm dirty, and I'm beginning to feel a foul temper coming on, so I suggest you stay out of my way. Dad, Mom, why have you brought us to this godforsaken place?
I know I haven't seen a woman in a while, but it wasn't as pleasurable an experience as I had remembered it to be. I'm sorry. Whatever I may say or do to offend you.
I'm sure a fine gentleman such as yourself can never do anything to offend anyone. I'm Bridget Donovan. I do hope I found the right place. Is this the establishment of Mr. Shamus Donovan?
Indeed it is. I'm Asa Mercer.
Asa, what a delightful name. Tell me everything about yourself, Mr. Mercer.
Shouldn't I get your bags first?
One so finely tailored as yourself couldn't possibly be a bellman.
No, just the mayor and president of the university.
Mayor and university president? Well, I wouldn't for all the world have you waiting on me. I'd just be waiting on you. Please sit down. Would you like some tea? Perhaps a bite to eat?
Aren't you weary after your long journey, Miss Donovan?
A woman should never be too weary to entertain a handsome, important, intelligent man such as yourself, Mr. Mercer.
Please, call me Asa.
You must call me Bridget.
I like that.
Bridget. Tell me, Asa, how does Mr. Mercer like Seattle?
My mother?
No, your wife.
I'm not married.
That's too bad. Seattle seems like such a lonely place for someone who's alone. In Boston, everything is so festive. There are always parties and things. Here it seems only trees and rain. I do hope I won't go mad.
I shall make it my reason for living so that you don't.
Hey, son, you would be trying to sweep me off my feet now, wouldn't you?
Why no?
That's too bad. I'd surely like it if you would.
Where are those clowns with my bags? If I don't get out of these clothes soon, I'll scream. Bertie, I'm getting the bed by the window, so don't even think about taking it. And I don't want to hear any of your congestion nonsense.
perhaps she just sore about moving to Seattle.
Well, actually, she hated Boston and everything in it, or so she said. And as I think of it, she hasn't actually struck anyone today, unless she did so prior to my coming in.
A little shoving, but no actual striking.
I'd say she's in relatively good spirits.
You mean to say this is her usual state?
Oh, no.
That's a relief.
Sometimes she's worse.
And you, my dear Brittany, are you always as kind as Catherine is cruel?
It's in my nature to please as much as it is in Catherine's to provoke.
Asa, we've struck pure gold.
The younger sisters of Catherine are sweet and lovely and kind.
And they never shoved us, not once.
Allow me to introduce our daughters.
And men, their twins.
Ladies, meet Asa Mercer, Seattle's mayor and president of the university.
Thinking university here? I would love to study music. Maeve has a lovely voice. I've often told her she belongs in the opera.
I hope you'll sing for me sometime.
I didn't know bank presidents enjoyed music.
And you sing as well, Moira?
I'm afraid not, Clive. But she has written some lovely prose. Perhaps Mr. Giles would like to hear some of your poems, Laura. I wouldn't burn a professional such as Mr. Giles with my girl's musings.
I'm very interested in your girlishness, your musings, I mean.
My daughter, you've arrived at last. Where's the little Lana?
She was talking to some boy who was singing a banner.
Patrick, that's a good lad. Well, come then. Let's go find your mother. She'll be so happy to see you.
My friends, this is a great day indeed.
Where's my trunk?
Just drop them anywhere, Patrick. It was awfully sweet of you to carry all these heavy bags. You must be ever so strong.
Being a lumberjack is hard work. Man needs good, strong arms.
You're a lumberjack?
Well, it's not yet. But I will be next year when I turn 18.
My, that's so exciting.
I'll be making a lot of money, you know. I'll be able to build my house before I'm 20.
I suppose once you have a job at a house, the next thing you'll be wanting is a wife.
A what?
A wife?
Maybe. But first, I'd like a dog. Oh, yeah. I never had one of those before.
Maybe for now you better get Catherine's trunk. It's the big one.
If she needs it so bad, why don't she go get it herself?
Kid, you've got a lot to learn.
Shamus, don't you care about the future of your daughters?
Woman, if I didn't care about their futures, I would have never left my dear old Ireland. It's always the girls I'm thinking of.
The girls are your fishing business.
Abby, how can you say such a thing? It's their happiness I'm after having, and nothing more.
Fine, then it's agreed. I'll hire them a teacher right away.
Abby, you already know everything a woman needs to know. Cooking, cleaning, and sewing. What on earth does a girl need with anything more?
Shamus in Ireland, that might have been all right. But our daughters are American women now.
Nonsense. Every blessed one of them was born on Irish soil.
But we're in America now. They need more reading, history, and mathematics.
Mathematics? Huh, what on earth does a girl need with mathematics?
Shamus, I'm going to ask Mr. Mercer to recommend a tutor for them, and that is final.
All right. supposed to say Fisherman's Inn.
You mean you only let rooms to fishermen?
But you're the only one in town. Where else would you go? Oh, you don't need to go anywhere else. There are plenty of rooms here should any fishermen arrive. Besides, this one's got a wife already.
Well, all right then. For the two of you then?
Actually, I'll be needing one room just for myself, as well as rooms for several beautiful young ladies. Oh, and my sister.
Under what circumstances would you be traveling with several young ladies, Mr. Spector?
Purely business-minded lady. I'm opening up a social club.
A social club?
Yes, strictly on the up and up. You see, the last time I was here, I noticed a sharp imbalance between the number of men and women.
My brother decided it was his civic duty to bring up some young women to ease the loneliness of the men here.
All good church-going young ladies from fine, upstanding families.
Their parents were willing to let them go. They're all of legal age.
And of course, they trust my sister and me implicitly. Agatha's their chaperone.
That's good to know.
But of course, it is a constant venture. So I came up with a plan, whereby I pay for their transportation, lodging, and what have you, and then they'll work for me until their debt is paid back. After that, they're free to marry and settle here.
It must be a comfort for their parents to know that you two are caring for themselves. And in what capacity do they work for you?
As hostesses of my social club. I call them the Spectre Girls. The building is nearly complete. We'll be located right across the road.
They'll live upstairs and connect business downstairs. These girls must be awfully brave to travel this strange and wild country alone.
They're not alone. They got Agatha and me.
Well, it must be a comfort to their parents to know that you two are caring for themselves.
I'm sure you and your young ladies will be welcome in the chef, Mr. Inspector. But I wish they'd be waiting a bit longer to come.
Oh, why is that?
Now, Shamus, a few more young ladies in town isn't going to hurt Katie's chances of finding a proper husband.
Katie?
Our daughter, Shamus is afraid she'll never be married and he'll never get back to Ireland in his dear, dear fishing boats.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, it's some silly tradition that the oldest child must marry first. That's the Irish for you. Call the lad and have him bring in their luggage, and I'll show Mr. Spector and his sister to their room.
Patrick!
Where are you, lad? Why don't you go get the young ladies while I take care of the rooms?
All right. Please sign a register, Mr. Spector. The ladies will be in rooms 2 and 4. They're adjoining, and you'll be just down the hall in room 7.
I'd like to take a look at the
Of course, right this way. Now, you girls wait here. I'll find Darian. And don't even think of leaving. There's nothing but wilderness as far as the eye can see.
Then why'd you keep us locked up in the wagon?
That was for your own protection, Elsa. You know my brother and I care for you as your own little sister.
Is that why you're charging us double with the train cost to get here?
You forget, the railroads don't extend credit, and they don't charge 60% interest either. Nor do they offer the personal protection that my brother and I have.
Well, some protection.
You had days without food except for bread and water. That was your own fault. There are always consequences for bad behavior. Changing your mind isn't bad behavior. None of us would agree to come here if we known it was going to be like this. But you did agree, and you signed contracts
only and speak to no one.
Why shouldn't we speak to anyone, Darian? What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything. It's for your own protection, I assure you. Now get upstairs, the lot of you. Squalling bunch of motherless brats. There ain't a spirit to fill in among them. I like to be the woman who can stand up to the lights of their inspector. But they'll learn me a free thing anyway. When the Sloan speaks, I'll have more money than I could ever spend. And in 6 months, I'll return back to the East and bring back more women. And as long as I got the only women in Seattle, why, every man in town will gladly spend his hard-earned money in my saloon. I'll be rich. I'm a genius!
What on earth would anybody find to laugh about in a place like this?
Why, everything. And nothing at all. I am Darian Spector. You must be Katie.
Catherine to you. Only my father calls me Katie. Anyway, how did you know who I am?
I just had the pleasure of meeting your parents. And your name came up.
I'm sure the pleasure was all yours.
You are a spirit woman indeed. I think I like that.
I don't give a bit what you or any other man thinks. I'm not so easily swayed by pretty words as my silly sisters are.
Sisters?
Not even here a whole day and already taken with the men of Seattle. The little empty heads can't wait to be married. Well, I'm sorry, but I refuse to become the property of a man who's not half as smart as I am, but can vote and own property while I can't.
Sisters?
Yeah, 4 of them.
Oh, dear.
All pea-brained imbeciles making fools of themselves over men they hardly know.
5 single women. This is not good. It can spoil my whole plan.
What plan?
You are an intriguing woman indeed. I've never met anyone with such spunk. Why compel you to take a wagon ride with me?
No, you could not. Men, egocentric, self-centered, they're
Yes, the meanest, nastiest woman I've ever met. What I wouldn't give to tame her. The 4 sisters. This is a disaster. They must all be gotten rid of. I must make it my first order of business.
I just love Seattle.
Me too. I'm so glad we came.
I thought no place could be as wonderful as Boston, but I was wrong.
Yeah, there's nothing like rain and mud and not one dress shop in the entire town.
You can send for dresses, Alana.
And a little rain never hurt anyone.
Just a minor inconvenience.
I don't get it. What's so great about Seattle?
The men!
Is that all? Big deal. Boston had men too.
Not like Asa Mercer.
Or Clark Giles.
Well, I did truly wonder.
Well, it doesn't matter how wonderful they are. Unless Catherine gets married, none of you can either.
We know. We tried talking to her about it this morning. She's so stubborn.
She insists she'll never marry.
She's never met a man worth giving up her independence.
I'm afraid she'd be very angry with us.
Catherine says before a woman is married, she's her father's property. And after she's married, she's her husband's property.
So,
Catherine doesn't think that's right. She says it's oppressive.
now she's going to Londa's head with her nonsense.
Well, that's fine for Catherine. But what about the rest of us?
That's right. Thanks to Catherine, we all wind up old maids.
So why don't you just get married then?
Catherine, you know we can't.
It's our tradition. Break the tradition. If you had any courage, you could get married if you wanted to, tradition or not.
Catherine, such a cock.
You won't do it because you're a bunch of mealy-mouthed demure, eyes cast down, walking 10 paces behind females.
How dare you talk to us that way?
I'll show you how dare I. Now say on.
I will not.
Finally showing some spunk, huh? You can stand up to me. How come you can't stand up to father? Let go. Say on.
You're hurting me.
I'll just twist it harder.
Catherine, stop.
Catherine, you'll break her arm.
Let her go.
Please stop, Catherine.
There now, that's better. Pretty little things like yourself shouldn't be scrapping so. If I promise to let you go, will you not hurt the other young lady anymore?
I promise I won't hurt a single one of them. Didn't promise not to hurt you, though.
Don't you know there's quite a penalty for striking an officer of the law?
Yeah, this is our election. Force it. Let me go.
Seems like I have a bit of a conundrum here. If I let you go, you most probably come with me again.
You better believe I will.
But I can't hold you all day and all night now, can I? Any suggestions, ladies?
I'll go
Katie, will you be still? You let that young fella go.
I believe it's the young man that's got a hold of Catherine Stanley.
So it is. And who might you be, my good man?
Dad, this maniac's like to kill me, and you're exchanging pleasantries with him?
Danny O'Brien, sir. Federal Marshal. I'd shake your hand, but to be honest, I'm afraid to let go of you.
Afraid you should be, because when I get my hands on you, I'm gonna...
Oh, you do no such thing. Stop restraining, I say, so this officer can turn you loose. There, that's better. You can turn her loose now.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Catherine, shame on you! Up to your room! All you girls upstairs, there's still unpacking to do.
I am sorry about Catherine, Mr. O'Brien. I'm sure she didn't mean any harm.
You must be the owner of the Seattle Inn.
Shamus Donovan, but you mean the Seattle Fisherman's Inn.
Fishermen? There are hardly any fishermen.
I know. Listen, Danny, about Katie. I hope you didn't give me the wrong impression. She really is a lovely girl.
I'm sure she is. We kind of got off on the wrong foot.
Are you a strong man, Danny? You seem to be very strong.
Well, you know, in my line of work.
Are you a married man?
Well, no, I'm not, sir.
Oh, a man ought to be married. You should seriously consider it.
I haven't really met anyone.
It seems like you and Katie was getting pretty well acquainted. She is a married, ain't she, no?
Well, I'm sure some lucky man would just...
I think she likes you.
Me? You? I don't think so.
Well, did she punch you?
No, she tried to.
Well, did she spit on you?
No.
Then she likes you.
She said some things that weren't too nice.
Sticks and stones, you boy. Sticks and stones.
Hey, I'm glad you're here.
Nice to meet you, gentlemen. I'll just let you get to your meeting.
Gentlemen, shall we get down to business?
It has been decided by the elders of both our tribes that we seal our peace with a marriage union.
Lots are drawn, and my sister Lily Blossom lives outside. She chose to represent our people.
As the chief's son, I represent my tribe as husband of Lily Blossom. My sister Morningdale comes as a witness for our people.
And I will be a witness for the people.
We require a week of prayer and preparation.
It was further decided that in order to forge a bond with the settlers here, that a marriage union be performed according to the laws of the United States.
And as Justice of the Peace, I'd be honored to perform the civil ceremony.
Thank you, Mr. Mercer.
We can have the ceremony right here.
In the meantime, we will need a place for the women to stay. Running Bear and I will camp in woods.
There's a room for them right here at the end.
Thank you.
All that remains is for my brother and Lily Blossom to meet.
You mean they haven't even met each other yet?
No, it was not necessary.
You're marrying someone you've never even met?
I do this for my tribe and for peace, though it is not the desire of my heart.
Romans at Lily Blossom's choice to wed Skulking Fox. She's already been promised to a strong young brave of our tribe. It has been a difficulty for me to suffer her tears these last 10 days.
She should be honored that I would have her sight unseen.
Why don't you bring Lily Blossom in now?
I'll have Mrs. Donovan prepare a room.
Do you imagine a dream to marry someone you've never even met?
Well, actually, given the odds here in Seattle, yes.
Skulking Fox, Princess Lily Blossom. Wamish tribe.
Princess, I'm Skulking Fox. The Wamish boy.
I'm humbled to be in your presence, my future husband.
This is my sister Morningdale. She will be your attendant.
Thank you, Morningdale.
It is my pleasure.
I'm so happy, Mr. Mercer. Are you sure tomorrow isn't too soon to start?
Not at all. I look forward to it.
Come with me, ladies. I'll show you to your rooms.
Come, we must prepare camp.
tutor her daughters.
Need any help?
I thought you'd say that. I told Mrs. Donovan that I'd teach history since that's my field, and that I was sure to persuade the banker, Mr. Choberger, to teach math, and the editor, Mr. Giles, to teach English.
Good show.
Word to the wise, my friends. Careful that one called Katie. She's a woman that would challenge any man. Well, I gotta be off.
Danny, it's supper.
Sorry, Asa. You called. I'll be back in a few days to check on things.
Well, here they are, Mr. Mercer. I told Bridget she didn't need any more schooling, but she insisted.
I just know Mr. Mercer can teach me lots of new things, Ma. I'm very eager to learn.
Well, that's the spirit. They're all yours, Mr. Mercer.
Come on, Megan. I'll give you a private math lesson in the campus.
So we turn to the woods. I'll recite some poetry to you.
Let's go take a ride on a wagon. I know a nice spot down the river where we can discuss history.
Guess I won't be learning anything today.
Guess again.
Honey, they got to go outside. It's gorgeous day. It finally stopped raining.
There's nothing I'd like better, but we have to stay inside.
What do you mean by that?
Mr. and Inspector are certainly those chaperones, but they needn't worry.
What do you mean? She means there are a few men out during the day. Most are out there for so much dust. There are not many. We've checked. I don't know what the big deal is. We're the rare heroes here, not them.
I know. I like the attention.
Maybe you should let Ma talk to Mr. Spector. I'm sure she'd agree it's not good for you girls to have been here today. Maybe we should.
No. Why not? Elsa, remember what Darian said? That's right. I'm getting used to having 3 squares every day and a soft mattress at night.
What do you mean by that?
Never mind. Tell us about the match. Are they handsome?
I'll tell you one thing. As soon as I've completed my contract, I'm going to marry the first man I see, handsome or not, and settle down.
Me too. That's the main reason I came to Seattle.
I've already met the man of my dreams. Probably could over.
I know what you mean. That's Catherine. She's standing in the way of all our happiness.
She sure is. Listen to yourself. If you're so in love, why don't you do as Catherine suggested and break the stupid tradition?
It would be right.
It would break Father's heart.
How do you know feelings? What tradition? What is she talking about?
None of us be married till our little sister Catherine is.
Oh, I've met her. It looks like the Spector girls are going to get you down to the altar.
Anyway, I don't know why you want to hook up with the first guy you meet. Don't you remember what Mother has always said? You can take your time. Pick the right match because it's forever. Believe me, forever is a very long time.
I don't think it matters anyway, because by the time we're free to marry, we'll probably not want to want to in the first place. Come on, girls, let's go back up to our room.
You got chores.
I want to be married in the traditional wedding dress of my people.
But you're marrying me, and I'm Duwamish.
But I'm not to become Duwamish. My job is to educate you about the Suquamish.
Educate me? Since when does a woman educate a man?
Since a Suquamish woman is forced to unite with a Duwamish boy.
Guard your tongue, woman. I'm to be chief.
Just wow. We should both be preparing for eating.
Oh, Ronnie Bear, do not make me see this through. My heart's are yours for sewing powder. How can I marry this uncouth one?
You must forget, Sawyer. Smoking Fox to be your husband now.
But he is such a fool. He is already for a wife. It is better that you should marry Morning Dove.
I would gladly make the sacrifice if I had children, but you and Skulking Fox will be elected one.
Your brother is right, Lily Blossom. You and Skulking Fox must learn to appreciate each other.
Endure maybe, appreciate never.
This is too much to ask of any man.
You must try to win her, Skulking Fox. It is for the good of our people. It is your duty.
Okay, I'll try. but I won't enjoy it.
Do you think they are wisely chosen?
They are their younger siblings, and they do lack wisdom and maturity. But we must give them a chance to accept their fate.
You're a wise running bear. I am glad you have come with Lily Blossom.
And Skulking Fox is fortunate indeed to have such a loving and patient sister.
I hope you will find occasion to visit your sister once she is settled in our village.
I will make it a frequent custom.
I hope so. Please excuse me. I will go to Lily Blossom.
I will go to Skulking Fox.
That's like when.
Wow, look at this place. Nice place.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's a real dump compared to this.
Yeah, dirty dishes and clothes everywhere.
Right now, when did you say you estimate completion of the saloon?
2 weeks time.
The rain slowed us down somewhat.
Hey, since we're here, shall we look at them? What?
The girl.
Any place like girls? I haven't seen a woman in 3 years.
Well, you're just going to have to wait a few more weeks like everyone else.
No, not like everyone else.
What do you mean?
I just saw 3 of them yesterday.
Why didn't you tell us?
How could you have? The Spectre girls haven't set foot outside this inn.
That was walking with the professor guy and the banker and the guy who runs the newspaper.
Well, those weren't Spectre girls, no. Who were they then? They were some of Mr. Donald's daughters, Larry.
Some? You mean there's more?
A few others, perhaps, Albert. But just wait till you see my girls.
Why wait if Mr. Donovan has daughters? He's letting us with willing to see right now.
Well, because the Don's daughters, they're not nearly as pretty as
I
mine.
don't give a hoot what a woman looks like, so long as she's female.
Yeah, because they're available now. That's just the thing. They're not available at all.
You mean Mr. Donovan charges fellas to see his daughters too?
No. I mean, none of them are allowed to marry until the oldest daughter, Katie, is married off. So you see, the Donald girls will be available, or the Spectre girls will be available long before the Donald daughters are.
Just leave me to this, Katie. I'll be happy to marry her. You have to help the other fellows in town out.
Well, see, the thing is, she's already engaged.
She is?
Yes, just recently.
To who?
Why, to me.
That's good. That means her sisters will be available before you know it.
Except we've agreed on a long engagement. Years, probably. I wanted to make sure my business was going to be successful before we agreed to marry. So you see, you're much better off by finishing the saloon, and for a small fee, you can see a Spectre girl whenever you want.
Oh boy.
And for another small fee, she'll even ask for it. Wow. And for a little more, she'll fix you a scrumptious meal. So get on back to work.
All right, boss, let's go.
Hey, we've got to do something about these daughters, Don.
What do you suggest?
I'm going to get engaged to Catherine.
That doesn't sound like much of a plan.
Don't you remember the Don family tradition, which holds that the oldest child is to be married before any of the others can be?
That's right. I remember Mrs. Donovan mentioning it.
Well, the only way to assure that Katie won't get married and open the floodgates of available women is to get engaged to her myself. Then she's no longer available, you see?
But you'll never actually marry her.
Never is a very long time. I rather like the girl.
But if you marry her...
Don't worry, Agatha. I won't do anything to defeat our cause. I'll find a way to get rid of the daughters of Don permanently. For now, I need to get them out of circulation. The only real choice with me in Seattle will be our girls.
The grand scheme, dear, there's only one problem.
What's that?
Getting Catherine to agree to marry you.
Are you kidding? I'm charming and sophisticated. Well, why don't you resist me?
Sorry, brother dear, but I don't think getting engaged to Catherine will be as easy as you think. Now, where's my raincoat? Here she comes now. You can start wooing her right away.
I will. Make yourself scarce.
No, I wouldn't watch. Are you still here?
There's no way to talk to the man in your dreams.
More likely my nightmares.
Very funny.
Excuse me, I need some fresh air.
Going out would be a great mistake.
And why is that?
Well, because other men would cast their eyes upon you that you would create such a jealousy in me. I don't know what I might do to them.
What?
I love you.
Are you crazy?
A little. Look, I know you pretend to be cruel and heartless, but I think it's you do.
Back off, Buster.
It's time to stop playing your game and make your true feelings.
Bridget, I would have thought she had enough schooling by now.
Oh, but the right teacher makes everything so exciting.
Katie, will you be still? Are you going to behave and stop strangling that poor man?
Oh, dear Mr. Spector! Are you all right? He had it coming. So do you.
Katie, let go of Danny and go find Asa and your sisters.
You are the most irritating, brooding wife I've ever seen. This wife should come across.
The girl's crazy for you, Danny.
What do you mean?
Danny, will you help Shamus take Mr. Spector to his room? I'm afraid he's fallen asleep.
He looks downright unconscious, if you ask me.
Safe to assume he'll be out for a while.
Well, I don't want him down here. There isn't anywhere for anyone to sit.
Danny? That's fun. I could have swore I heard Catherine on your idiot friend, Annie Learning, who was waiting to see you at the end.
That's what she said, all right.
I'm surprised you could hear her running the other way like that.
I wasn't running away from her. I was just trying to draw her away from the rest of it.
Well, he's not here, and he's like Catherine, so we should be okay for a little while.
Freddie, what's wrong?
You know I can't marry Larissa. You know Father wants us all to marry fishermen and come back and run the family business.
But is that what you want?
Never really allowed myself to think about what I want.
Maybe it's time that you did.
Doesn't matter anyway. I don't think I shall ever be free to marry anyone. Catherine scared away every man who's ever shown the slightest bit of interest in her.
That's right. Donovan tradition. It's become the Donovan curse.
Just like our great-great-aunt Catherine. No man in their right mind will have our sister either.
There's got to be someone.
You have to be strong. Catherine miserable for many men.
He has to be very independent. Catherine most conventions.
But he'd also have to be kind and gentle and patient to suffer with such a wife as Catherine would be.
Asa, I'll be out as soon as I put on Mr. Spector's pajamas.
Why wouldn't he want to wear Mr. Spector's pajamas?
Danny!
Of course, he's perfect. Last week, when she tried to beat him up and she couldn't, I thought she would never stop talking about him.
What'd she say?
I don't think I should eat it.
But that's not the point. At least she's talking about it. She never found any other man with her interest at all.
But how are we going to get Danny interested in her?
I have a plan.
What?
Clive, do you remember your Shakespeare?
Indeed I do. The Bard is one of my favorites.
Do you recall The Taming of the Shrew?
Of course.
What is this Taming of the Shrew?
It's one of William Shakespeare's most famous plays about a cruel and hateful woman who is finally tamed by a man.
How does he do it?
We'll explain later. Give me some time on my look, Danny.
Of course.
Danny!
Men, I need to talk to you about the marriage of Skulking Fox and Lily Blossom. Rumor says things aren't going too well.
We'll get to that in a moment. First, there's something that we need to talk to you about.
All right.
So sit down. Danny, how do you feel about women?
I like them. Most of them. I don't know too many since I came to this territory. Never think about getting married? Someday maybe, but the life of a federal marshal is pretty demanding. Lots of travel and irregular hours. Very unconventional, huh? You could say that. It'd be hard for most women to put up with.
But what if the right woman came along now? Would you marry her?
I don't know. I'm not sure it'd be fair to ask a woman to marry me. I don't make much money, and there's always that element of danger.
What if her father had a business, a very lucrative business, and he needed an able-bodied, young, intelligent man to run it?
You could give up being a marshal and go to work for old man.
You might have to relocate, but you make more money, that's for sure.
And you wouldn't have to wander lonely through this great big territory.
Cooking your own food.
Being shot at by criminals.
And best of all, you have a loving, caring, beautiful woman waiting for you every day. Well, wake up. It's all about the good Lord. Huh? See, there's a woman we know who's crazy about you.
She hasn't stopped talking about you since you met.
And her father's got a successful business, but no son to run it.
If you were to marry this girl, you could quit being a federal marshal and take over the family business.
He'd be happy.
You'd be happy.
And she'd be happy.
Who is she? Wait, she's got to be one of the daughters of Donovan. They're the only women I've met lately.
You're right.
Is it Bridget? Oh, let it be Bridget. She's beautiful.
Well, actually, Bridget's mine.
Oh, sorry. Then Maeve or Maura. Either one, they both love the girls.
I'm afraid they're already spoken for, old boy.
Yep. Well, not Alana. She's darling, but isn't she a bit young?
Not Alana, Danny.
Well, the only other one I remember meeting is Katie. And I could never. Katie? It's Katie? She scares me, and frankly, you know, it's just... I don't know how to go about courting her. Every time I see her, she stomps on my foot. Pretty soon I'll be walking with a limp.
It's just her way.
She acts like that because she's attracted to you, Danny.
According to her sister, she's only mean to men that she likes.
And she's been awfully nice to us.
She must like that Dairy Inspector fellow more than me. She strangled him after that.
That's why it's important to move fast.
You know, now that I think of it, her father's always saying that she likes me. I just thought he was trying to get rid of her.
Sarah, which way are you going?
But I still don't know how to go about courting her. She stops on my foot.
Well, how'd you plan your strategy?
How?
We can tell you everything you need to know to win her.
Like what?
Well, for instance, whenever she treats you badly, you pretend she's the sweetest, kindest woman in the world.
And contradict her. When she says, it's a day, say, it's a night, stuff like that. Why? She likes strong, aggressive men who aren't afraid to challenge her.
Oh, and when you take her out, don't let her eat. Tell her the food's not good enough for her.
Nothing's good enough for her, so don't give her anything.
And insist on calling her Katie.
She pretends to hate it, but actually pretends to be her surgeon.
I don't know, fellas.
She likes a man who won't let her push him around.
She hasn't met too many yet.
I don't know.
She is a beautiful girl.
Yeah, she is nice to look at.
You can give up your vagabond life and settle into a lucrative career.
Running an inn?
No, not the inn.
Well, what then?
Nothing you couldn't handle, Danny. The important thing is you'd have each other for the rest of your lives.
Someone to keep you warm on a long, lonely, cold winter night.
I must admit, that sounds inviting.
Idiot. You can tell men in my this town. No sidewalks, no clothing stores, no museums. Just mud and horses and trees. And you, don't you have anything better to do? Why don't you go arrest someone or something?
Is she crazy about you or what?
You know, being a federal marshal isn't all bad.
Come on. We'll have to plan your strategy.
It is tradition among my people that the wife move in with the husband's family for the first year.
Well, it is tradition among my people that the couple live alone after the union.
How will you learn to cook properly, and sew, and do all the other tasks women are accustomed to if you do not have my mother and sisters nearby to teach you?
Do
you think we are savages? I can cook and sew enough for the likes of you.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
It means that you are a backward, no account, eat big buffalo brain raccoons.
How could have had any squad woman among the Duwamish? You should consider yourself fortunate indeed to have been chosen.
I came as a sacrifice for my people, but now I think it would have been better for me to climb to the top of yonder fire mountain and throw myself in.
Lily Blossom, Skulky Fox, stop this fighting.
It is worse now than when our tribes were at war.
There will never be peace between our tribes if you two cannot find some common ground.
It's not my fault. The women of our tribe are too outspoken and rough.
Do not say such things, Skulky Fox.
Please, brother, I've spent much time with Lily Blossom. She is no different from the women of our tribe. She just wants you to treat her with some respect.
When she earns my respect, then shall she have it.
If I felt it was worth earning, then I might.
Vulture.
Go, Squirt. I am sorry for my brother.
I'm sorry for my sister.
This seems like an ill-made match.
Truly it does, but what can we do? We came here to make a union between our tribes and ensure peace and harmony between us.
I'm afraid this might make things worse, not better.
But what can be done? We have given our word. We must see this through.
You're right, Running Bear. You're a strong and wise brave. I wish my people could all come to know you as I have.
And if only my people could come to know you, Morning Dove. Your intelligence, your gentleness, they never again think a bad thought about the Duwamish tribe.
If only my brother could see your sister as I see you.
Or if my blind sister could see your brother as I see you.
I will speak to my brother at once. I'm sure he will come to his senses.
I'll speak to my sister as well.
Believe me, when Derry and Agatha get the saloon open, we'll look back on these days as the good old days. Well, it lives this way. At least the Donovans have it wonderful.
Yeah. And the girls,
and Abby are like mother and father I never had.
I know what you mean. Yeah, but the girls, they're like sisters to me. Well, except for Kate, she's kind of gouty. That's the way sisters usually are. I guess it's okay then. Maybe we should tell Mr. and Mrs. Donovan what they're doing to us. By charging us so much interest and everything.
Well, what do you think they're going to be able to do about it?
Yeah, after all, we did walk into this with our eyes wide open.
It just doesn't seem right at all. I mean, I don't mind paying my fair share, but with what they're charging us, I'll never be able to pay them back.
Where's Agatha? Why has she left you alone?
She was taking a bath.
I know you fell off.
Mommy, Dad! What's the big deal anyway?
We're a little too old to need
babysitter.
You've already proven you can't be trusted. Until every penny of my money is paid back, you're to be strictly supervised. Man, I thought I told you to stay with these girls all the time.
He's taking a bath.
Well, no more baths until my social club is finished.
Come on, girls, up your room.
You stay here a moment. I want to talk to you. After all, I doubt any of them will try to escape out the window. Since I have all their warm clothing locked up in the wagon.
Darian, why are you in your pajamas?
I have no idea. Never mind that. There's something far more important we need to deal with.
What is it?
It's Catherine. She won't entertain my advances.
Told you so.
Hush up! If you expect my business to be a complete success, we have to get Donald's daughters out of circulation. We gotta go to Plan B.
What is Plan B?
Kidnap Catherine and hold her until Shamus agrees to leave Seattle and take all of his daughters with him.
How are you going to do that?
Go tell those four stooges I hired to meet me here in 30 minutes. They're gonna do the dirty work for me.
What makes you think they'll agree to do it?
No, they won't even know they're doing it. I'm a genius. Now go tell them.
No, can't you get dressed first?
No, there's not a moment to lose.
Well, what if some female starved man sees me and attacks?
Agatha, don't worry. These women are lonesome, not deranged. I suppose I should go get dressed. Oh, that's flat. Sure, I'd already done that. Oh, well.
March 3rd. Dear Journal, here we are in Seattle, and though Dad tries to keep a bright outlook, I know he doesn't like it any better than he did Boston. He misses his dear old Ireland. Ma seems happy enough, and my silly sisters have all gone and fallen in love. Except Alana. She's the only sensible one besides me, that is. As for me, I'm perfectly miserable, as usual. The weather here is just always the same. It always just rains. There's nothing to do. It's so boring.
Excuse me?
You? I thought I told you never to come back here again.
Can't fool me, Catherine. You're being rude. I know what that means. I've decided to court you.
Court me? Are you a complete idiot? What's wrong with all the men over here anyway?
Go ahead, call me names, but I know how you really feel. As far as I'm concerned, you're the sweetest girl in all of Seattle.
I may have to hurt you.
Darling, come and sit on my lap.
You're even crazier than that Spectre fellow.
So you do like me more than him. Asa was right.
That does it. You better get out of here before I...
Sorry, no can do, my love. I'm on official business running bear.
He's out. Come back later.
I'll wait. I'll let you wait with me. Come here.
You are a deranged man, and I want you out of my house. Take your hands off me. Let me go! Off me!
Well, Danny, what a fine pleasure it is to see you. Will you be joining us for supper? Abby's corned beef and cabbage sure is heavenly. I'd like that. You know, Danny's quite the cook herself.
Dad, can't you see what's going on here?
Oh, sorry. I'll leave it. The girl's truly taking a fancy to you, Danny boy.
No, I'm courting her.
Well, that's a bit of good news. Come then. Corned beef and cabbage is waiting.
think we got it.
We wait out front. You send your fiance out and get her to take her to horse.
Then I'll have to walk. But he'll not harm her head, or my name's not Danny O'Brien, federal marshal. Just try and get there. Just try and get there before she kills the man.
They were still in the end.
They're going to be doing a scene change right now, so getting rid of a little piece of equipment. At this time, we're going to take care of the...
Please, lady, we didn't mean no harm. Yeah, we were just telling your fiance surprise you for your birthday party. If you let us go, Mama's take you home.
Listen, you imbecile. My birthday's in December, not March, and I don't have a fiance.
You said you have lots of preparations to make.
Who said?
Your fiance.
Who is my fiance?
You don't know?
I heard a surprise birthday. Never a surprise wedding.
Don't you get it? You've all been set up. You're all involved in a kidnapping.
You hear that, fellas? We've been kidnapped.
Why would Mr. Spector want to kidnap us?
So, Gary Inspector's behind this. I should have guessed.
Well, if you know it's good for you, you'd let us go before Danny gets here.
Danny?
Yeah, he's the law in these parts. He'll rescue us.
He's not going to rescue you. He's going to rescue me.
Lady, look who tied us here. You or us?
Oh.
No, lady, please don't hurt me. I'm sorry, it's not your birthday.
I thought that was harmless enough.
Oh, thank you.
Here, cut the rest of your friends loose. I'm going to go freshen up. Then we can head back to town. Don't worry, I'll explain everything to the law.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend any more time with that woman than I have to. I'm with you, Mo.
Where are those morons?
Okay, I'm ready to head back to town.
I don't think so, Miss Donovan.
Darian Spencer, you have a lot of nerve coming here. If you were smart, you'd be out of the territory by now.
What happened to my accomplices?
Oh, by now they're probably back in Seattle, spreading the news about your little plan. It's all over, Darian.
Not all over. I still got you to trade with. I'll simply exchange you for the Spectre girls, and we'll move farther north. Why, there's plenty of towns around here where women are scarce. Of course, I think it's only fair that your father came up with a little compensation on my loss of the saloon. I think a lock of your hair will show that I mean business.
Let me go!
Please, are you scoundrel?
So, the fearless lawman finally arrives. You ruined everything. I'll kill you both just for spite.
Danny, use your gun!
No, I can't.
Of course you can. He tried to cut my hair.
We can't shoot him.
You're never going to get out of it. Give me that gun! You want to do with that easy, Darian Inspector?
we're going to be here for a while.
Did Darian get away?
No telling. We should be safe here, providing the walls hold. There's plenty of hardtack to eat and some animal skins. Someone should be along in a few days to dig us out.
A few days? I'm not staying here another minute.
And just how do you propose to get out?
You'll dig.
Sorry, we don't know how deep the snow is out there. Just opening the door could cause the whole place to collapse. Get used to it. We're going to be here a while. There's some hardtack here, and another animal skin.
That stuff, I wouldn't touch it. And those smelly skins, forget it.
You're right.
I am?
Yes. A fine lady such as yourself shouldn't be subjected to rough accommodations. But me, I'm not nearly so fine. And I am rather hungry. I think I'll just have a little bit of this hardtack.
Oh, I suppose I could have some of that. It doesn't look that bad.
No. You should have only the best. Steak, frosty peas, dripping with succulent juices, some fresh baked potatoes, crispy green beans, and some sweet juicy fruit. Why, this hardtack's barely fit for a ruffian like me. I'm just going to put the rest back in the bag and use it for a pillow. Think I'll get some sleep. You should rest too.
I'm not sleepy just now. Just keep moving.
What is it?
I suppose I could share that animal skin with you. It doesn't look that bad.
No. You should have only the best. You'll get the best out of you and nothing else.
I'm not such a fine lady, Danny. I'm just a cold and hungry girl. And I'd be obliged if you share your hardtack and your animal skin with me.
But it's a warm day, and you're not hungry.
It is not a warm day. It's freezing, and I haven't eaten since yesterday.
I say it is quite a warm day, and you're not hungry.
Okay, all right. It's a beautiful day, and I'm quite satisfied. That's the way I want it.
But it's cold, and you're famished.
If that's the way you want it.
Don't worry. I'll take care of you now.
Why don't you share this animal skin with me? There's room enough for both of us.
Too bad Danny couldn't be here to witness this sort of event.
Yes, he worked so hard to bring it about.
I just hope they're okay.
Don't worry, Danny knows how to survive under adverse conditions.
You don't know at first until you spend a few nights locked up with Catherine.
Anyways, the mention of the day I seen.
Patrick, where is that boy? I told him to count some 1 hours ago.
Lana! Where has she got off to now? The ceremony about to begin, and her chores half done?
Excuse me, but we need to get underway.
Oh, I'll call the other girls. Elsa, Claire, everyone, the ceremony is about to begin.
Look what the digging crew found this morning.
Is he alive?
Oh, yeah.
He managed to get to the outhouse before the snow hit.
This doesn't mean we have time with awful contract.
I told you, girls, she's really Jerry and his sister.
By the time that boy man gets out of jail, I'm sure all of you will be married with quite a family. I just wish I could say the same for my own girls.
Now, Abby,
Speaking for myself, I'd be happy to marry whichever one of you be willing to marry me.
You fellows get Mr. Spector over to the jailhouse and lock him up with his sisters. Then you fellows can come over and get to know the young ladies properly.
Well, if you don't mind, there's nothing I like more than to turn to pee myself after Darian's thrown in the slammer.
Sure. You can all come if you want.
You'll all regret this someday. I could have put Seattle on the map. Now this small-minded community will never amount to anything.
That's not true, Dan. In a few years, Washington will become a state and Seattle will be among the most prosperous cities. I'll see to that personally.
Bah!
How do you plan to do that, Asa?
Well, the inspector is a greedy, self-serving man, but if I need to bring women, Seattle was a good one.
There are women here now.
Yes, some very wonderful women. The north of the Grove will need more. I'm going back east to bring them back myself.
Asa,
Of course, I won't go without you, Brittany, after I make you my wife.
Asa, I just don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Smoking fox, it should come this way. From Running Bear, Morningdale, as witnesses for your people, will you please stand right behind them? Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of God and man to bring forth these two into the union that will bring peace among the people and the colonists of the Washington Territory.
Stop! I'm sorry, my brother. I know this is my duty, but I cannot marry one who disgusts me so.
That is well with me. I too am sorry, my sister. This union is too great a sacrifice for me to make.
Running Bear, Morningdale, for the sake of all peoples, this union must take place.
I'm afraid there's no use. If my sister makes up her mind, there's simply no changing.
It is the same with my brother. He is a stubborn ox.
Then what are we supposed to do?
It seems, Morningdale, that it's fallen on us to accept this burden for the good of all.
I willingly accept the challenge.
Great. Well, we have a wedding after all.
We've already had one.
What?
Patrick and I are married at 10 o'clock this morning. Now you can all be married if the tradition has already been broken.
How could you do this to me, daughter?
I do nothing to you, Father, but bring you a son-in-law who wants to be a fisherman.
I'll work hard, sir, to make the Donovan Fishing Company prosper. I've always wanted to go to Ireland.
My littlest daughter, you're too young to be a bride. In truth, you're a year older than I was myself. Let's all celebrate.
You people, don't you have any respect for family tradition? How can you expect to have a good life together if you have no respect for tradition?
Oh dear, Catherine, what has happened?
I agree with you, Shamus. And in America, it's tradition for a man to carry his bride across the threshold.
Bride? We were married this morning.
What time? 9 o'clock.
Then praise be!
I'm not going to Ireland, Shamus. I love America, and I want to be here when Washington becomes a state.
That's all right, my boy. That's all right. I've got my other son-in-law to run the boats now. You and Katie can stay here and run the inn.
I can't believe you asked your gander, Danny.
Never actually thought it would work. By the second day, she was putting my hand.
Hey, son, don't you think we should start the ceremony? You're being rude to Running Bear Morningdale.
Darling, please allow me to decide when to conduct the ceremony.
I was suggesting.
Would Catherine speak this way to her husband, Danny?
Katie, come here and tell your sister how to properly behave towards her future husband.
Sister dear, it is never proper to shout at your husband. If he disagrees with you, it is always better to use force.
Maybe she's not as tame as I thought. Come on, it's back to the cabin with you.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of God and man to bring forth these two as a union and bring peace among the people and the cause of God.
I'd like to thank a few people that have helped us make tonight possible. And one of them that probably none of you knew were even here is Mrs. Ingen. So if you'd come out here, please. She was one of our prompters, and she helped a lot because we didn't do so well most times. Thank you. And the Spectre girls, they gave up a lot of their class time to come and put in practices with us, and we really appreciated them filling in for us when we needed them. And a lot of the faculty let us out of classes. Eldredder's camp gave up his Bible class for 2 weeks so that we could have 2 periods in a row to practice. Mr. Hass let his advanced math class out one morning so we could decorate cakes. And same with Mr. Meckelberg let a geography class out, so I'd like to thank them too. Where's Mrs. Wheeling? Most important one. She said she didn't want a gift, but we went ahead and got her one anyway because everybody wanted to, even though she said not to, but. Yes. Kevin has a pocket knife. While they're opening that, I'd like to thank our sponsors too, because they came up a couple nights and helped us practice.
I don't know if you realize how much time that Mrs. Wheeling has put in on this, and she's done it for many years, and on behalf of the school.
We want to thank you for your support. Good night.